Alright, Mike here, MF Custom Garage. We're doing another video, but you'll have to excuse this video. We're doing another video, and we're going to take a look at the shop truck real quick. I've got some work today to do on the shop truck. We think it needs some pinion bearings, and we'll get into that. We'll run an elapsed video to kind of show the work and whatnot, but anyway, we're going to really quickly go over the shop truck and then go from there. So anyway, without further ado, here's the introduction of the shop truck to this channel, and we will go from there. All right. This is the shop truck. This is my 1968 GMC C10. It had it a lot of years. It has some definite sentimental value to me. Yeah, it's been through a bunch of changes. It's gone from a big block to what it is now, where it's actually an LS powered truck. It runs a 325/50 Nitto 555R. It's just a clean old truck that I've done a lot of work to over the years. I've had this truck, I think, almost 15 years now. It would be very, very close. And yeah, like I said, potentially today it needs a little bit of work, and we're going to do it. And bear with me, I'm trying to do things here with one hand, so here's under the hood. This is a all aluminum 5.3 out of a 2012 Chevrolet truck. Everything that I did on this thing, I did it so that it was basically you could go to an O'Reilly's in the States. Days after having this truck done, I chose to drive this truck to the SEMA show via the #1 Coast Highway a few years back. We might insert a couple of pictures in this video of that trip. But yeah, there's a 72 millimeter turbo. Actually, I think it's actually a 76 millimeter turbo. Don't quote me on that. The Performance World stuff in the book is weird compared to what the housing says right in front of us. It has decapped injectors. It runs on a micro squirt ECU. There is nothing fancy here. It's totally budget. Aluminum radiator, off-the-shelf intercooler, piping. It makes about 12 pounds boost, but no idea what kind of horsepower it makes, but we know we're pretty sure it's a little north of 500. It's backed by a Turbo 400 and a converter, and the rest of the truck is pretty straightforward. I'll film inside the cab where it does have a roll bar. It used to be a big block truck at one time. I had a 496 or I think it was the last one was a 496 big block Chevy, solid roller, all that kind of stuff. That's the pictures you see in the intro. It has an aftermarket heater in it because I was eventually thinking about putting aftermarket air in it too. It has another fuse panel in here. I don't know if you can see any of that. Like I said, a micro squirt ECU up in this corner. And yeah, ultimately it's just a good old truck that's never really let us down. So we'll get to work on it, and hopefully in time we'll get to drive this thing around some and show you guys what it is and go from there. So anyway, we're going to do some work on this thing. So we're going to do some work on this truck and go from there, and then yeah, maybe I'll talk to you guys again about it. But that's in a nutshell the shop truck. Alright, Mike here, MF Custom Garage again. Listen, I just want to quickly make a quick video on, we ripped the whole back end apart of the differential in the 68 pickup, the shop truck, and ultimately what we found was, like I said, some days you can't make this shit up and you can't lie about it either. The differential was low on oil and causing the pinion bearings to howl like crazy. So at the end of the day, we're going to end up putting some pinion bearings in, and we got a leaky axle seal on the passenger side. So that was probably the culprit of the oil being low. I did tell you I drove this thing to Vegas and back. It did get well over 10,000 kilometers put on it, and for you guys that are talking miles, 6,000 miles last summer, and ultimately there you go, we ran the differential low on oil and hurt it. Luckily the ring and pinion looked really good. They were brand new ring and pinion, brand new posi unit. They never really got super hot. They're still, as you might have seen in the video, I don't know if we're going to run that on time lapse, but you know, there was about a liter, maybe a little better than a liter oil, but not enough for a 12 volt. So at the end of the day, this is probably my own fault. I should have checked it and topped it up a while back, and I didn't. And as you can see, Kitty's in the background probably again, and ultimately that's what's going on there. So we'll pick up some axle seals, we got a pinion seal, we got a pinion bearings here, and we'll get it all shoved back together, and hopefully we'll be driving this thing sooner or later. The bad news is, in the process, we actually did take some other stuff apart, and we gotta go back and address that, because I didn't assume it was at the diff at first when I drove it. I actually assumed it was at the other end, and we've got to go back and put the other converter back in it. So anyway, we'll deal with all that. We'll get it all fixed up. We'll run time lapses for you guys, and we'll go from there. Anyway, Mike out. We'll build this video here in the next day or so, and go from there. So like I said, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that crap, and ultimately, like I said, Mike out. I'm out of here. Have a good day.